I would win all the time, but they just keep changing the rules. Pickleball lovers, what are the rule changes coming in 2025? Everyone remembers when they banned the spin serve and Morgan Evans couldn't really compete on the pro level anymore. I love you, Morgan, but we need to know these rules, and pickleball lovers, let's get ready to have a good day. The first rule change that got approved by the Rules Committee and will be sent to the Board of Directors to be voted on later in December is this. And I read verbatim, to prevent a paddle from dominating the sport. Someone old probably wrote this, but I agree with them. Let's jump into it. Because we have people in our group that are not as good as me or other people that are winning with these crazy hot paddles that are changing the game that I've played for over 5 years. They go on to say that powerful paddles have altered the speed and the strategy of pickleball. I somewhat agree, right? Less thinking. If you could speed it up, do it. What paddles were banned already? The Joola Gen 3s were banned. This was a prototype they had sent. This isn't a Gen 3. I just wanted to hold a paddle. However, the Joola TA15 is approved from Joola, but the Joola 3S is only approved by the UPA. And will these paddles be able to survive after May 1st, 2026? What happens then? Basically, after May 1st, 2026, USA Pickleball, which is a major governing body, is introducing a new testing procedure, and every single paddle company is on watch. The Rhombus Ripple is another really hot paddle that I played against last week and got crushed, right? These paddles spin and pop so much. The Gearbox Power Pro, another one. Will it survive? I don't know. Here's two paddles that will survive. This Selkirk, right? This Temper will as well. If you wear white on white, people can't see the ball coming off your paddle, which is another topic of conversation. However, this prototype, Joola, probably wouldn't survive from the coefficient of trigonometry theory I don't want to explain. USA Pickleball, which is a major governing body for pickleball, is diving deeper into this problem by using calculus. And I read verbatim, USA Pickleball equipment testing will evolve to include paddle ball coefficients of restitution, PBCOR, in Q4 of 2024. No one knows what I said because no one understands this paddle controversy. The second rule that got approved by the Rules Committee and will be sent to the Board of Directors is a distraction rules modification. Basically, it says preparation to hit the ball is too subjective. So they changed some language, and we can take a look. Let me read verbatim. Distraction, physical actions by a player that are not common to the game, that, in the judgment of the referee, may, and that's crossed out, interfere with the opponent's ability or concentration to hit or prepare to hit. Or prepare to hit is crossed out. Examples include, but are not limited to, making loud noises, I like to do that, stomping feet, and waving the paddle in a distracted manner. And this is important, what's crossed out at the end. Or otherwise interfering with opponent's ability or concentration to hit the ball. So basically, if you do something when they're setting up to hit the ball, it won't be a hindrance, but if they're hitting the ball and you stomp your feet or you scream, it will be. That's how I read it. The third rule change you need to know is not ready signals. What does that mean? And I know this sounds confusing, but what it's saying is once the referee calls a score and you're still out of position, but you recognize it, you can scream wait or stop, and you can switch positions before they serve, even though the referee has called the score. It's that simple. Once the referee calls the point, not ready signals will be ignored unless there's a hinder. What does this mean? So it's saying a team or position out of place is not a hinder, right? So what's the reason behind this rule? Let me read verbatim. In the spirit of good sportsmanship and fair play, the rules support a rally not started when a player is obviously not ready. The proposed modification to Rule 4.6.2 will incorporate the ruling from Referee Casebook Case 723, which requires referees to acknowledge certain words spoken by players to stop play between the time the score is called and the ball is served. This rule change will formally allow a way for players to indicate they are not ready during that pre-serve time, and also codify a manner to stop play during a rally. Recognizing a verbal play stoppage will readily resolve who should be faulted in situations where a live ball is physically stopped in response to a player's verbal urgence to stop play. Pickleball lovers, do you agree with these rule changes? Any other rules you would like to see, leave it in comments. Save 10% on any paddle. Keeps us in business while saving you money. The only win-win in life. And let's not forget to have a good day. Always.